three, four, five. Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well, back in that ass again. Another great episode of Artificial Ignorance. How you people doing out there? I'm doing great. I know it's been a long time. Yeah, it's just been long like some, you know what I'm saying, like a pair of titties just hit the ground. I just been going through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like my life has just been up and down and craziness and madness and things like that. But I already accepted the fact, like, I'm one of those people that where like my life just going to start sucking, but then it's going to get better after a while. So I gotta let it pick it up. But I'm gonna make sure to do as many episodes as I can because I know you guys have been waiting and people are just like, oh, you started doing the podcast and you know what I'm saying? I'm famous now. You know what I'm saying? So I got that thing about, and I got an image to uphold. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to just, I'm make sure I'm going to do my thing and be there for y'all. As always, as we always know, the Twitter Eddie Facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, always, you know what I'm saying? My Twitter, like, my numbers on Twitter, my followers, they getting up there. Like, I'm getting up there. Like, I was at like a cool 5, now I'm a cool 6. I'm still a nobody on that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you're a nobody until like you famous on Twitter for like doing some whack shit, like you've been scamming or you leak somebody news. That's what all these Twitter famous motherfuckers do anyway. So usually, like, if you're not exposing your life and don't nobody know your deep dark secrets, you're not popping on Twitter. But I'm getting up there. Like I want the Twitter honey life to choose me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting up there. So fuck with your boy. Fuck with Dick Kid. You know what I mean? Also, follow me on Instagram, Eddie Facts. I really don't be posting pictures. Like, I mean, I really don't post pictures like that. But I'm gonna get on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of facially challenged. That's why I'm doing this podcast thing. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a better job than that. Also, you can hit me up on Snapchat at Eddie Kane Jr. That's EDDYKANEJR. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on the Snap. You know what I'm saying? I talk about different things going on in my life. My life is really pretty much fucking boring. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I post some funny stuff on there. I'm kind of entertaining. You know. But anyway, got a couple guests with me today. I got my man Samar Games.
Yo, whole name, huh? All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put the government out there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put the government out there. I don't know if you got any charges on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Samar, so what's been going on with you, brother Samar?
Nothing, man. Just working. My mind on sports. That's it.
Exactly. Make sure you go check out that my Mind on Sports podcast. It's great. It's great stuff. It's not just um with hot take bullshit. It's just real, actual, logical sports opinions from great people. That's actually very entertaining. And also shout out to you, man, for really, you know what I'm saying, keeping that whole thing together and doing your thing, man. I really, you know what I'm saying, I see you out here in these streets. And you be shouting me out. You know what I'm saying? You really be shouting me out. Sometimes I don't deserve a shout out because I don't be putting on no episodes. But you shout me out. Thanks. I appreciate that, bro.
No problem. No problem, man.
Yeah. Also, I got Janae with me. How you doing, Janae?
Hi.
Oh, Janae don't get the government. It's just Janae. Okay.
He
Oh, I don't
probably
know.
do know my last name.
I really don't know Janae's last name.
I'm Janine.
Neely. Janae Neely.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I know.
Janae on Twitter.
I know your last name Samar because you was on Making of a Murderer on the second season.
Word. That. All right. That's okay.
But Janae, aka Third Shift Twitter, aka Freak Nasty with the tweets. How you doing, Janae?
Stop it. Wholesome Twitter. Thank you.
Yeah, well, man, yeah. Make sure you got shout out the tweets. You know what I'm saying? It's Twitter,
Definitely
Janae.
not wholesome Twitter.
It's at Whoa. That's WOAHHH. I follow back.
Yeah, if you have kids, do not follow Janae. If you have if you have morals at all, just don't follow her. And also follow me on Twitter too, Gainsey31, GAINSEY31.
Yeah. Make sure
That's my plug too. Janae don't need no more followers.
and And Janae, she got that from the Maya song. So her at name, she got that from the Maya song. I just want to let everybody know that.
No,
That's how she's rolling.
that was a joke.
But anyway, this is more of a serious episode. A lot has been going on. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a, a couple of the topics, a couple of things have been going on. Like I actually thought to myself that, I don't really want to talk about them. I don't know why, because I didn't feel like, but I would turn into the person I would hate. Like I'm a person with a voice, a very small voice, but people still, respect my opinion on a lot of the things. I want to give my opinion, and I don't run away from anything. So, I really want to talk on, a couple of the things that are going on, with the police brutality, the racism, and I brought these two with me because these are very intellectual people that are on on social media that actually bring something to the table that's actually of some substance. Because a lot of other people be talking some, but we being positive. I don't even want to get into it. So, but what I really want to talk about was the thing that's been going on with the cases with Alter Sterling and the Castile situation. Basically, police brutality. It's sad to say that it's still a thing in 2016, and racism and white supremacy are still. I'm just shocked that this still happening. People getting shot. People are losing their lives, and it's happening at such a rapid pace that it's very sickening and saddening to me. I want to shoot over to Samar. Like with everything that's been going on in the news, like what's your? I'm not gonna ask you what's your take on it, but like how does it make you feel to hear some of these stories and what's been going on as of late?
I mean, my opinion on it is probably different than a lot of other people. Because I'm a little older and because of some of my background, none of it is surprising. This is stuff that's been going on. I mean, this has been going on for the last 100 and whatever years in America. It's just now that we have video cameras, we're able to see it now.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't even stories because the news didn't report it before. And the good thing about this generation is we're forcing them to at least report it now. Whereas you wouldn't hear about, like, you wouldn't have heard about Mike Brown, you wouldn't have heard about Trayvon Martin, you wouldn't have heard about Tamar Rice, and just, I mean, too many names to even sit here and name, but
Yeah.
You wouldn't have heard about none of these people before, but because what this generation is doing, it's important. It's great what this generation is doing with social media and things like that, and they're forcing people to report it. But again, I mean, I've known about this since I was maybe 11, 10. I've been hearing stories from people of influence, um, people of influence in communities growing up. So yeah, it's just nothing new for me.
Yeah. Janae.
Well, I have to say, I guess I was in my own little world most of the time growing up. I wasn't really aware of the differences between black and white people. Of course, I was aware of the normal differences, but it kind of was a rude awakening, starting with, Mike Brown. So the more recent stories, Alton Sterling, Philando, they were just, it's like peeling the scab off. You kind of heal a little bit, and then we're force fed these images all the time. I think it's so sad that we can Google someone's name and find a video of their death, their murder. I think that I think everyone needs to kind of be careful watching these images and flooding their minds with, you know, dead bodies. I just think that we have to be careful with that. It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I felt the same thing. Like when I heard about the story in Baton Rouge, it everything that's been going on with the Trayvon Martins and the Tamir Rice and things that happened in the past. I just at one point in my life I just felt like unimportant. Like I felt that I felt like my life didn't mean anything. Like if they're literally killing the police are literally going out killing young black men. Am I next? It turns into a paranoia, and you just kind of feel like, not getting a real fair shot at life. There's times when I felt that, it knows no matter what I do, no matter what I say, even if I follow the directions of a policeman, for the simple fact of I'm a black man, he's gonna, and racist cops, exist, and the fact that people that these certain types of sickening people are even employed, you know, to protect and serve, it's also ridiculous. But I've just felt, I felt like, my life didn't mean anything. But when I hear more stories, I just, I sit back and I just think, and I'm I'm just at a loss for words for, pretty much, everything. Question I want to ask you guys. We all know what is the problem? What is the issue with people? And I don't understand like I don't understand it either. So maybe you guys can. What is the issue with people saying, the Black Lives Matter statement? I don't understand why we still have to explain to people why it's so hard for people to digest. I don't see, why is it so hard for people to get that we're not saying that, other lives don't matter, but the fact that black people across this nation are fucking, getting killed left and right, and we're focusing in on that, and all we want is justice. All we want is to feel safe. All we want is to be at ease when we go out in the world. We're basically walking down the goddamn street. Why is it so hard for people to digest that? I'm gonna shoot that to Janae.
Okay, that has so many answers. I think the main answers would be one, anti-blackness, and I think that's the main answer. So we're villainized basically by the media, and I think people have a hard time ever seeing us as innocent. We're always seen as the reason for whatever happens to us. Even if we're killed, even if you're a 12-year-old child in the park, someone's blamed. It's always, our fault. So I think that's part of the reason. And I just think, period, that people don't see black people as American. We're not seen as the same level of human as other races. And it's hard to say Black Lives Matter because if you don't feel like a race matters, or why would you separate it and put it above at this time? Even though we need this care right now, we need to show that we matter because we're obviously being targeted. I think it's hard for other people to admit that we're being targeted because it kind of shows that there's a problem in the system that they don't want to admit.
Samar.
Jesus, it was a hard question. I mean, but I kind of said everything. It's the race thing. It's always been the race thing in America for us. Even before this, before there was a Black Lives Matter, it was always white America always turned a blind eye to whatever was going on in our communities, whether it was drug epidemics taking a toll on us, or police brutality when we spoke on it in the 70s and 80s and things like that. It's always been white America's. It's the media's job to spin it in a way to make us seem less human, like Janae was saying. And instead of looking into it, most white Americans are just like, oh, okay, and turning back and going back to their lives. They don't need to care about what we do in our communities because they're not in our communities. They're not members of our community. So
and it's confusing because it's like, I feel like, people who try to say, oh, well, you did something wrong, or you did this, or you did that, they're running out of excuses. Like, it's kind of to the point now that when, like, you have to admit that, that this is a problem. You have to admit that. Like, a lot of white people, white people who act oblivious to it, like, they try to say that, oh, well, he should have been doing this. Oh, well, he shouldn't have been doing that. it's no longer that. It's literally you can do completely nothing wrong and you get shot. You completely nothing wrong and you get harassed. You completely nothing
Yeah.
wrong and injustice things happen. Go
The
ahead, Samar.
I was just gonna say like the Tim Rice one was for me that was the worst one. Because again this is a 12-year-old boy. The cop, as soon as he came out the car, he shot. He didn't even give the kid a chance to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Janae?
Sorry.
Okay.
He
Go
didn't
ahead.
give a chance to do anything at all. So, and then the spin that the media used. I mean, they were bringing up his father's criminal record, like stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I don't know who said this the statement. I think Samara probably know like statement of if basically if the media has to paint a picture of the media has to demonize you and make you seem like you were a relevant person or you were committing crimes or you caused harm to people and you weren't a productive person in society, and then that's going to make people turn the eye and say, well, they didn't matter, even though a lot of that stuff is irrelevant. Like I've heard people bring up rap sheets about crimes that are literally stupid, literally have nothing to do with the case. You know, Even with the Sandra Bland thing, the fact that I think the media reported that she had like I think weed in her system, like that had nothing to do with anything of the situation. So I don't understand why that was even brought up. And even you just said with the Tamir Rice situation, and they bring up his father's rap sheet. Like I don't understand any any of that.
Well, racism isn't logical, so the fact that none of these things make sense to us is okay. I mean, it's basically rooted in hatred, and white people are going to do whatever white people have to do to keep themselves above us systematically. So, I mean, I don't even try to understand them anymore at this point.
Mm.
It's all.
Andrew, go ahead. Go ahead, Jenny.
Oh, I was saying it's all sabotage.
Yeah.
Like it's just assassination of character, and people give into it because they want to.
Mm. So the next question that I want to ask is, what would you like to see? Like, would you like to, what would you? Well, basically, what I'm asking is, as would you? Okay, let me rephrase this question right. So, let me explain. So, basically, I'm getting to bring up the cops in Dallas that just got killed, in where it was a big rally and things like that. So, what happened with that is, basically the media tried to make it again, basically tried to demonize the Black Lives Matter movement. And a lot of people are basically are fed up. They're taking it to the, well, we're gonna, shoot back and we're gonna do that. What would like what would you say to those people that like want to do that? Because I don't think that's really. I mean, in your opinion, do you guys think that's really helping? The situation. Like, I understand the frustration. I'm not trying to say that those people are wrong. Like, they have a right to feel that way. But do you think that would help or hurt? And what would you say to those people that would, that think have that mind state?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm the right person to ask about this
Mm,
because um, when it comes to my people, I feel like you need to express yourself in whichever way you feel free. I can't tell you how to, grieve. We are being killed, so I expect some responses that are angry. Um, and then, oh, I forgot what I was about to say. I don't know. I kind of feel like I mean, I think the people who are saying, shoot back or whatever, they're mostly saying we will defend ourselves, which I don't think is an issue.
mm,
Um, but no, I don't think we should just go around shooting cops. I mean, that's just crazy.
mm.
I don't think that's the point.
Yeah. 'Cause I think in a way, with the guy. killing the police. I think it kind of like a little bit like hurt the movement, but it was completely understood. But I think a little bit hurt the movement. I think John Legend had talked about that. Like it kind of like made it seem like basically the media basically twisted like, oh, Black Lives Matter. Like you see what they are. They're a bunch of murderers. They're a bunch of killers and and things like that. That's why I really didn't want to see that happen. Um, but it's hard to really tell somebody that how people who are are just completely fed up. It's hard to it's hard to really say. Like I can't go. I just like Janae said, I can't go up to a person and say, oh, you shouldn't defend yourself. I can't say that. You can't say you shouldn't you shouldn't feel the way to like want to do something to them. I don't want to create a war. You know what I'm saying? It's sad that like some people feel that is a way, and I mean it may be a way some people think that it could solve this issue. It's sad, but it's the truth. Samar?
I missed the question. Fortunately, I had to run and do something real quick.
But the question was, of course, with the cops that got murdered in Dallas. Basically, like, what do you think about that? Those cops being murdered. Did it hurt the movement of the Black Lives Matter movement? Did it help like the media basically twist the words and make a Black Lives Matter movement basically like a deep, like basically demonize the name? And like, what would you say to people who are on that whole tip that really are fed up, that really want to result to shooting and killing? What would you?
Oh, okay. I mean, I heard part of Janae's answer. I agree with part of her answer. I mean, it's difficult for me because, I mean, on one hand, like you'll see it on Twitter, you'll see people say certain stuff. My thing has always been, if you're gonna say that kind of thing, you need to be one of the people that are willing to do it. And I don't think a lot of the people that you see saying it are willing to do it at all.
Hell no. Hell no.
It's easy to say that, like, we need to pick up arms, da da da, and blah 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 from Twitter, like. But I mean, I do think you're allowed to defend yourself, even from the police if it's unjust. You're allowed to defend yourself if they're taking unjust action against you. So yes, I do think self-defense should be a thing, and that was one of the things that they stressed in the '70s. That was why the Black Panther Party was started.
Yeah.
They defended themselves and their communities against police brutality. Unfortunately, that ended really, really bad.
Yeah.
Everybody involved in the Black Panther Party. And then you had I can't remember which ones came first, the Crips or the Bloods, whichever one came first, they started as like the same function. They were trying to protect themselves and their communities against police brutality. Then it turned into something, unfortunately.
I'm gonna bring up that point about the gangs. I really want to ask you a question, Samar, about that. I want to get a better understanding. Go ahead.
Let me just but I mean, as far as with the shootings of police officers, I mean, I can't condone that. It's horrible. I don't. No life should be taken at all. I don't think. And I do think it messes up some of the stuff that people are trying to do in that movement, in the Black Lives Matter movement, when somebody takes the lives of police officers. Because like you were saying, now the media gets to swing this wild agenda. Oh, Black Lives Matters are nothing but a bunch of cop killing thugs. And it's like, well, no, the people that did that weren't affiliated with anything. They were lone gunmen. Of course, when black people shoot somebody, we're not lone gunmen. We're part of this bigger thing. But when a white guy goes into a church and kills 9 black people, he's just a lone gunman who was crazy, despite the fact that he was posting on websites. But whatever.
Yeah.
He was posting on websites with other white supremacy people, and they were all saying this, they were all bringing up these different type of things. But again, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're black, we don't get that benefit of the doubt, unfortunately.
Never get that benefit of the doubt. I don't think we ever will.
Yeah. So now everything that we do, everything you do affects every other black person, unfortunately. Yeah. You don't have the benefit of just being individuals. We're lumped up into a group whenever something happens. So. A
point also was made by one of girl I follow on Twitter. I actually forgot her name. It was actually a retweet. She had said that and she thinks that a lot of the issue is that she doesn't think. Okay, this is her words, not mine. But she had said that a lot of people may not totally understand or get the idea of why we feel the way we feel and why we speak out and why the Black Lives Matter movement is going on and why we speak out so much against injustice and how we're so aggressive and how why we're so angry is because a lot of white people aren't educated. They don't know what it's they don't go through that, so they don't know what's going on. So when they say statements like, hey, the basically going back to what I was saying before, like the All Lives Matter movement and all this and all that, like, is it that, do you guys think it's more of some white people who try to, shy away from it aren't educated, or it's just more of they don't give a damn?
Pick me. Pick me.
Go ahead, Janae.
I'm really tired of excuses for white people. I mean, the same brain and heart and soul that I have, they have as well. I don't have to experience my child being murdered in the street to understand that that's a bad thing. And there's plenty of white people who do understand sympathy and empathy, and they are not black. So I think all it takes is you to willingly listen to people and open your heart and soul. I mean, it's called intersectionality. So I'm not a trans woman, but I can understand that they are obviously oppressed in ways, or I mean, any other thing. I don't live in a third world country. I've never starved, but I can understand how these things are bad. And I think that white people, some white people, most, are just lacking the will to hear us.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's education or whatever. Yes, some younger, your little friends in high school, some of that, they got from their parents, the media, and they are uninformed. But I think at a certain age, we take responsibility for the things that we perpetuate. So no, they don't get a pass.
I I give him more of a pass than you. I agree with what you're saying, but I do give him more of a pass, only because I've seen people. I know a few white people that their parents, the hate that their parents have, and they instilled it in their kids, and that's all they know. Like that's all they want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was easier when a few years ago to get caught in like in your own bubble before social media really took off. But now that everybody's so connected, now you don't even really need to watch the news to really know what's going on, not because of social media, but because everything is just right there at your fingertips. You can find out what's going on in the world right at any point. So because of that, yeah, today there's no excuse. So for like kids, like the younger kids, there's no excuse at all. For guys, like I guess or my age and younger, and your age and younger, there's no excuse. But I can see an excuse for people that if you were, if you grew up in the '90s, yeah, the internet wasn't like this, how it is now. You don't get to, you don't get that. You don't get to see another person's perspective unless you're around that person.
Yeah.
You don't have that at all. So today, yes, I agree with you 100%, Janae. There's no excuse. Yeah. Yesterday, I will give people the benefit of the doubt. Even when I was a kid, I would give them the benefit of the doubt because social media wasn't like this, like it is today, where everybody.
Yeah, if you got a Twitter, if you got an Instagram, if you got a Facebook, it's everywhere. So it's really no.
I wouldn't say Facebook.
Yeah. My bad. Like I don't want no. Don't go no Tyrese route and start reading what the fuck he's saying and getting into that.
Yeah.
But don't go Hotep Super Saiyan 4. But you know what I'm saying, like.
Hey boy, y'all talking about?
Janae, you part of Tyrese Hive or?
Let's not.
Sorry, but yeah, yeah, like so there's no excuse to that. Just none at all
Okay.
today.
Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is the celebrities. A lot of people feel that celebrities should speak up about certain issues. If you guys haven't know, I had to ether Christina Milian, you know what I'm saying, on the TL for cultural purposes.
Oh, you
That
hype because
You
somebody
stole
picked it
my
up.
tweet.
Who picked it up? Who was it that picked it up?
Bossip.
You was hype when Bata picked that up.
He
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
stole that tweet from me, though.
I did
Oh
not steal.
man,
Samar, did you
Wait a
see? I
minute. Wait a
tweeted
minute.
first.
Hold up. Hold
I
up.
didn't say
I'm
anything.
not
I
Millennium,
just seen
I'm not
that Bata
Millennium Tom.
tweeted him. I just seen Eddie was on Basa for a second, and he was like,
First off, I'm not Melania Trump. I didn't steal anything. Number one, you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
You're not my Quinn Miller. You know what I'm saying. I thought that myself. I had to ether her for cultural purposes. I just want to let people know I'm at 700 retweets. I'm on a Tumblr and I'm on Facebook. Holla at me. I'm charging 100K for a mention. My price just went up
word.
again. You know what I'm
"We're
saying. You want to
we're
book me
doing all
for a
this."
show?
Reach the stars, Eddie. Reach the stars.
If you want to book me for a show, you gotta hit up Mike. You know what I'm saying? You gotta book through him. You know what I'm saying? Mike D site. So you know what I'm saying? I just had to do that. Gotta do that little plug real quick because I'm gonna be in the next
Is
Tyler
Mike
Perry
even
movie.
in America at this point?
No, Mike just came
In
back
the
from Jamaica. Shout out to
international
Mike. Yeah,
sites,
yeah, he ain't catch no Pokemon out there. But
international sites out here going around the world.
exactly. But okay, here's my thing with the whole celebrity thing, and I can even use Christina Milian's example. Like she tweeted "All Lives Matter," and like she started posting like, "Oh, let's all come together" and stuff like that. Like, okay, bitch. But the thing is like with celebrities, and then she tried to, she retracted her statement. You know what I'm saying? After I got her the fuck out of here, she retracted her statement and then said, I'm sorry, I was misinformed. I didn't know what I was talking. My sister just told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And that's the thing with celebrities. Like, the way I look at celebrities now are just motherfuckers with good jobs. That's really all the truth of the matter is. Like I talked to Samar about this. About celebrities having influence and things like that. Like most of these people are just, a lot of these people. I would say it's a lot of these people do know what's going on, and there are intellectual people, and you want to hear their opinions. Like, have you guys seen the ESPYS?
Yes. I
Yeah,
didn't see the actually, but I watched the clip
No, I didn't watch it.
of
yeah,
LeBron talking while everybody else stood there and looked at him. I seen that clip.
yeah, like LeBron, and Chris Paul and Carmelo, they got up and spoke about this, spoke about this issue, and were sounding actually smart in that moment. Also, people like Beyonce, people like John Legend, people like Chris Rock spoke up, and you got the ignorant people, you know what I'm saying? You got the Fetty Wap. I'm not gonna say Fetty Wap is ignorant. I just don't think that Fetty Wap is just
No, no,
people.
Fetty Wap is ignorant. Go ahead.
He's not.
You
Okay,
said it
but
right.
Fetty Wap is okay. The thing with Fetty Wap is that like
You
I
seen
don't,
that video of him cussing out his baby mom, talking about he's gonna come back, and Fetty Wap is ignorant. We don't gotta go into all this.
but like he tweeted, he was like my kids are mixed, all lives matter. Like nigga, shut up.
Yeah.
But really, he's just he's like, I don't understand why do people look at certain celebrities and expect them to just speak about certain issues? Like, come on, this motherfucker is just he make dumbass music, or this motherfucker, she just know how to shake her ass. Like, why do you care? Why do we care about, who gives a fuck about what Ja Rule thinks? I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't give a fuck about what Ja Rule thinks. Word to
All
Dave
right.
Chappelle. Like,
So the issue is they have a voice and they're able to reach millions of people, right? So
okay,
let's say
wait.
if let's say if DeRay was able to tweet from, I'm trying to think of a rapper's Twitter. If he was able to tweet from Drake's Twitter,
Yeah.
but you didn't know it was him. You thought it was Drake this whole time, and it was just DeRay tweeting all this, this good stuff about Black Lives Matter and just everything that he stands for. That reaches more people than DeRay actually tweeting himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, they are people of influence. They are people. Unfortunately, this is a society that we kind of worship celebrity.
But we gotta get out of that though. We have to.
We're not going to. It's not just us. It's not like it's just this group. The group before us was like that. The group before them was like that. They you'll hear older people. They'll try to say it. It's not true, but if Frank Sinatra said something, your grandparents listened and was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, I think the difference is that celebrities, Twitter has made that celebrities can say whatever they want at the drop of a hat, whereas back in the day, your statements were official. So most likely, you already, you already thought it through. You're not tweeting
more accessible today too, because of
right.
Twitter. Like I can
and Instagram and all that other stuff. But my opinion is that, I don't expect more from celebrities. I do expect them to give back to our community. But as far as,
Wait,
being
real quick. Why do you expect that?
I expect them to give back because we give to them.
But again, why? Why do you expect them to do that?
Because
why do you expect like Young Thug or like these guys to give back to a community?
Okay, not them. Let me speak personally. So personally,
they're celebrities.
Everyone knows I'm a Beyonce fan.
Oh jeez.
Okay, everyone knows this. So when Beyonce Lemonade and she had only black women, yes, I was with it. When she spoke out about Black Lives Matter, I was with it, and I felt like, thank you for addressing us. Thank you for showing your solidarity with us. I think it's important.
But that still doesn't answer my question. You shouldn't expect them to do anything. When they do it, it's great. When you say Beyonce, I use Kendrick. Kendrick is my example. When Kendrick did a whole album of speaking out against police brutality, speaking out against just a bunch of different issues in the black community. It was great. I thought it was amazing. When I don't expect anybody to do it. Like after Kendrick came out with To Pimp a Butterfly, I wasn't just like, oh man, every rapper's gonna jump on this wave now because this is the thing that the best rapper in the world is doing. Yeah. I just expected every other rapper to be the same person that they always been.
Well, Samar, I guess because
I to say I'm just making money and shining, and I'm not worried about whatever's going on.
Exactly. Young Thug went on the record to say they asked him about police brutality, and he said, "Well, leave that to the politics and everybody else. We iced out. We getting money."
That's what I expect from certain people. From everybody. I expect everybody just to feel however they feel. I don't even want certain people. And I don't think we should want certain people to speak out against stuff. Like, if they're going to, that's good. If they don't want to, then don't. That's fine. We don't need you.
Because nine times out of 10, they gonna say some dumb shit. Like, I'd rather you say nothing than say some dumb shit. And going back to the thing with Young Thug is we should first off we should be mad at two things with Young Thug. Young Thug is a black man that grew up in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So he's dealt with some of these issues. For him to just say it, just the we iced out part, it just kind of seemed like that was like we getting money, y'all niggas dying. We out here getting, like, come on, that's ridiculous. And the fact that Young Thug is a part of the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it even worse.
Because he's really not. Let's not make that joke, please.
Okay, all right.
He's really not. And he probably would be offended if you said that.
All right. I don't want no problems.
No, I don't even mean it like that. Come on, man. I mean it in the sense of like if he doesn't feel that way, it's kind of offensive to the LGBT community or LGBT. I always say it wrong. What is it? LGBT
Yeah.
or LBG? Janae, what is it?
LGBT.
Thank you. You don't sit there and be quiet like you don't know what it is. Come on, help somebody out.
I just,
See,
I
this is the
just
problem, black people. We always just I'm
hurt.
playing.
It hurts me when celebrities say stupid shit. Like, close your mouth if you don't
Why
know.
does it hurt you though?
Because, okay, you
Why do
know I'm passionate.
Why
You
do
know
you
I'm
take it so
passionate.
personally? But that's my thing. Like, you
You know
shouldn't
I'm
be passionate
passionate.
about what a celebrity says. These are
No,
people that are.
I'm not passionate about what a celebrity says. I'm passionate about my people. So if you're talking shit, whether your
They're
name is
not your
Joe,
people.
what?
It,
The
but they
celebrities
are.
aren't your people. They're
But
not. They're not.
Regardless,
but
they're talking about my people. So when Christina Milian said "All Lives Matter," I added her. I know she's not gonna see it, but still, bitch, you got to get it. Like, come on.
you call me. Go ahead.
Why? Again, all right.
Because she
Here's the thing,
still
right?
tried it. Like, I think
Here's the
anybody who
thing.
tries it like that.
Here's the thing, though. These are people. Unless you're like new rich or new celebrity, it's more than likely that you don't even have ties to your community anymore. So you don't even know what's going on in your community. People give Jay-Z all this love for saying certain stuff, but not remembering that Jay-Z moved black people out of Brooklyn so that he can build his arena and move them into he moved them from a bad situation to a worse situation. Um, these people aren't connected to society the way they should be.
Mm.
Kendrick gets crap for saying that people say he's doing respectable politics on To Pimp a Butterfly. These are they're celebrities at the end of the day. They're not in their community the way they could be to know what's really going on.
Okay,
They
wait.
can't be.
So, Mark, can you repeat that about Kendrick? What did he do?
There was a bunch of people coming out saying he is respectable politics. What he was saying, like because he said some stuff about black on black and like us not respecting each other, things like that. But part of the issue was in a general sense that's not true. Yes, that's a horrible thing to say in a general sense. But in a sense of I'm a black man from Compton, there may be some credence to that when he was growing up.
Yeah.
Maybe not today,
Mm-hmm.
but there may be some credence to that growing up. Like I grew up where I grew up at. It's a small town, but there's some credence to that where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we just it's a whole different conversation, but we can't hold them on a national sense when they're more times than not they're just speaking on their neighborhood when they say dumb stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I say it, like I just said it, but I'm only speaking for the part of New Jersey I'm from.
Yeah.
There is some credence to that. Some. Very little, but some in a we just don't fuck with each other for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Maybe who knows? I mean I know the reason, but who knows?
But Janae, go ahead. Go ahead. You gonna say it?
Janae about to flame me.
Yeah. It's over for you, Samar. Go ahead, Janae.
I'm gonna flame you.
You gonna flame him? Go ahead, Janae.
I'm not about to flame him. I kind of missed it. I mean, I heard black on black crime. You know that's my trigger, so I tuned out.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll
Okay.
repeat it for you, Janae.
Go ahead.
Without now I'm playing.
Go ahead. Just go ahead. What you think about celebrities? Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Nah, it's what I was saying is
I
in a
remember.
community, when you say it in a community, there's some credence to it. When you say it in a general sense, like a national sense, no. If you say it about your community, you may know something we don't know. I'm from a small town. There is some sense of we don't fuck with each other. A small little sense, but there is some. But it's also because it's a small little town. There's very little resources. Where we're competing with each other for said resources because of systematic racism and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why I keep losing my train of thought? Okay. The thing about it to me is, regardless, any community is going to have some kind of competition. I mean, that's just what competition is, regardless of who it is. And then also, I think black on black crime and all of these colorism and all these personal issues, I think should be discussed amongst ourselves and not with white people.
Yeah.
So I don't think white people should ever say that term to us.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna be honest, that term doesn't really exist anyway. It's just crime, and you commit crime in proximity of where you live. Most black people live with other black people. White people live in communities with other white people. That's why there's
Yeah.
white on
So
white crime, black on black crime,
what I,
Mexican
what,
crime.
what I know, what I know is I would just say like crime in an area where it's predominantly white, or crime in an area that's predominantly, whatever, black, or crime in an area that's played Hispanic. It doesn't mean it's black on black crime. Like it's just
It's
crime in
just crime.
areas
Yeah,
where
it's just crime. You just do
But
crime in the area where you live, and majority of us live within our own communities.
yeah.
the flip side, I guess, is I do like I'm not the type to say we need to stop killing each other. Um, but if there is someone out there that's killing us, I mean, you can stop. I feel like you need to redirect your anger. But I'm not gonna say us as a whole are killing each other. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to be. But I'm really really big on that whole peace talk and that whole let's be peaceful, stop the violence. Like
You can't,
I'm
but you can't say
despise
stop the violence.
I despise the fact that that rhetoric, that conversation is pointed towards us. It's never pointed towards the people who are inflicting violence and oppressing. It's always pointed towards us and our reaction to oppression and our reaction to violence. And I hate that. That's disgusting.
Well, and what the thing is, the violence is it stems from another thing. It stems from something. It's not just violence just because we want to kill each other.
Mm.
Like
Right.
it's never that. It's never at no point. And the fact that violence is down, it's violence is at a all time low right now. It's at a well, not all time low. It's at a 40-year low.
Yeah.
Um, this is one of the safest times to be alive today. It doesn't feel that way because 24-hour news cycle. Unfortunately, the news, their job is to make us scared.
Yeah.
But crime is at all time low.
Yeah. We millennials, man.
Crime is
I
at all
don't got
time low.
time. Yeah, I mean, we millennials, bro. I don't got time to be trying to shoot nobody. I get a job. I'm broke, but that's another
And the
story.
conversation that you'll hear from like our parents or that generation before us, it's a horrible conversation because they look at us as this wild group when their group was the actual group that was wild.
Samar, let me cut you off. I want to say this point real quick. It's funny how older people say that our generation is so terrible and messed up when a whole decade of the 80s was considered what? The crack era. So you mean to tell me that our generation is that fucked up and y'all was out here sniffing coke and doing basically this?
Every generation has their drugs.
Yeah, but
In
I
the
think
70s you had cocaine, the 60s and 50s you had heroin.
yeah, but kind of like wasn't like cocaine like more dominant, and crack was just like this new drug that basically took over and was more predominant than any other decade. I don't know the numbers, so I'm probably wrong, but
Well, I mean, I'm sure that because crack was so cheap, it had a bigger effect on us or on poor people, not us.
It
White
means
people did
because it
crack
was
too.
planted in our neighborhoods, it had more effect on us. Yes.
It if it was planted in our neighborhoods or if it was brought, however it got to our neighborhoods, it was cheap to make, it was cheap to sell. So yes, poor neighborhoods got affected horribly. Our neighborhood, a lot of our neighborhoods were poor neighborhoods. White people smoke crack too. Rich white people smoke crack, actually.
yeah.
But a few rich white people smoke crack. Sorry, I had to laugh at that part. But every era had, like I said, every era has their drugs. Now we have pills. The 90s, we still were kind of crack out. Early 2000s, it was meth. 80s, it was coke, or 80s, it was crack. 70s, cocaine. 60s and 50s, it was heroin. And 40s, heroin was like a cool drug to do. So
Yeah, and now we're in this era we have Taylor Swift. Go ahead.
we're in the pill era now. We're in the Xanny and
Yeah, the lean and all that stuff.
yeah.
But basically, I want to I don't want to backtrack too much, but what did you guys think? Because I know Janae feels the way about this, and I want to bring this up. What did you feel about when Justin Timberlake had said the Jesse, responded to the Jesse Williams speech, and he said, "Wow, inspired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was inspired by J.C. Williams' speech, basically talking about, certain issues that celebrities need to step up, and they need to use their voices and they put their money where their mouth is, and basically give back and try to help their fellow people. And he also spoke up, highly of black, about black women and black women being neglected, and we need to respect black women more. And Justin Timberlake responded and said inspired. How did you guys feel about that? I just want to know your opinion real quick.
Go ahead, Janae. You can go first.
Just to be clear, you're talking about the Justin Timberlake fiasco after Jesse's speech?
Exactly what he just said. Yep.
Yes.
I was drinking water. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Pay attention, Janae.
So I know you're not talking. Anyway,
okay.
I was outraged, and you know what else? So many people were mad at me for being outraged. But anyway, I was outraged not because he responded back or not because he said his BS, but because he had the audacity to say, "We are one." No, nigga, we not. Like, clearly we're being targeted. So, chill. Like, don't ever try to make us on the same level when you know it's not true. Like, white people never want to put you on the same level as them when it matters. They want to do it when they're trying to hide shit. Like, no. In my opinion, he basically took Jesse's entire speech, and not only his speech, anything any black person has ever said, and threw it out the window. And at that time, his whiteness, his white privilege was shining. Like, it was annoying.
Okay. I'm not. Okay. I'm not. Denying anything, Janae. I'm gonna just kind of say when he said we are one. And this is just for me. I'm not trying to defend. I'm not trying to. What I'm saying, throw. Anything. When he said we are one. Okay. Stop.
Go on, Janae.
Listen. No, hold up. When he said we are one, I didn't really take it as that. I took it as that he genuinely cares. And it's like he.
Hold on. I don't know if he cares. He may. I don't know if you can laugh off.
Okay, the way I took it when I first saw the tweet, I was like, does he mean like? Because all right, okay. When I first read it, I was like, is it like a thing where it's like with the human race he cares about? He's trying to be took the humanity, right? Like we are humans, and I care about everybody and all you guys, and this is wrong type thing. Was it that? That's what I kind of.
I'm pulling the tweets because there was a specific phrase that was a trigger, so I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull the tweet.
I just want to say I thought it was hilarious that he said when he responded to the person, he just said he said girl bye. I thought he said girl bye.
No, he didn't say girl bye. He said something like honey.
Bye sis.
It was something really like demeaning.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was.
I gotta find it.
All right, but while you find it, Samar, go ahead. Tell your opinion.
I honestly don't have an opinion because, again, I don't give a fuck what celebrities say. I don't care. Say dumbest shit you like. What he said was dumb, and I also think Twitter is the worst place for a celebrity or any person of influence to really try to get their point across because you only have 140 characters. And it's easy to get misconstrued. I'm not saying that he was misconstrued. I feel like what he said he really believed, and I'm with Janae on the whole like his white privilege thing. But I'm also I'm not gonna get mad at a white person for having privilege, I guess, or for using it. Like whatever, it's something you have. Fine, whatever. I can't, that's not the battle I want to fight.
Yeah.
So, or at least not right now. That's not my battle right now.
All right. Janae, do you?
I was trying to find the original tweet because it's the verbiage.
He probably deleted it.
It's the verbiage. Said something like, he said something like, if you would take time, you'll realize that we're all the same. And oh God, I don't know. It was like demeaning. Like don't do that. If we're sitting here discussing privilege and you want to pretend that you understand, and then you sit here and say we're all the same. No. Like if you
I
think
mean,
the
we're
time to say
all the
we're all the
same.
same
No,
is
go
the
ahead.
time to say we're all the same is not to the people who are being oppressed, but to the people who are oppressing. So say we're all the same
Yes.
to the cops who target black people. Don't come around and tell me that because that's not how I feel. We're not. So
Yeah,
it's angering.
I feel you. I understand.
Uh,
Um,
He said like his mom just got it.
hey, like don't do this to me. You make it seem like I'm so mean.
no, you're not so mean.
He's like, I
No,
don't want to disagree with you, and I just want you to know. Like, it's okay. You can say how you feel. I don't care.
no, I'm gonna find saying how I
You
feel. I just do. I want to say it
you know,
correct. No,
I'm kidding.
I didn't want to say. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. And make it coming across like, oh, like no. Like I didn't want to say. I want to say the wrong thing, and I ended up saying some stupid shit. Like I wanted to, how I first interpreted it to you when I first heard it. Like, nah, I disagree with you all the time, Janae. It's no problem.
You do not disagree with me. You be like, yeah, you're right.
No, some of the stuff you say, like the tweet about it was like a rally of people outside, and there was a white lady with a baby in her hand, and she was walking up to the people that were protesting. She was giving them hugs. Come on, I hope you listen to this. She was giving them hugs, right? And Janae gonna say, "Oh, she gonna give them half hugs because she don't fuck with them like that." I'm just like,
No,
she has a
no, 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 no,
baby
no,
in her.
no. See, you read it
I
wrong. You
don't.
read it
Yeah, I
wrong.
don't pay attention to
You read it
Janae's
wrong.
tweets because
I said,
Janae is one of those people
I
I
gave
don't
her
like.
a half hug because I don't fuck with her. Like the black people. Like if a white person with a baby came up to me like, oh my god, I'd be like,
Why? What if she genuinely cares and is
What
like,
she genuinely cares, literally.
that's what I'm saying. This is
because
okay.
okay, first of all, she was like, I don't want my baby to be racist. Bitch, if you don't want your baby to be racist, don't let your baby be racist. Like I don't
She has
what
no
the
control over that. If
hugs,
we're being, if we're
hugs.
hold on, hold on, if we're being 100%, if we're gonna keep it 100%, she may not have much control over that because of everything that her child is gonna be introduced to growing up from Twitter, from the media. Everything is spun to make us again to make this everything's spun to make us look a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah, like
hugs
she may
isn't
not have control over that.
racism. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hey
not
man, have you ever hugged somebody?
to insinuate hugs or interracial relationships or white people who can kind of dance could cure racism. Like that's a
I feel
slap in
like
the
if white people could dance, none of this would be an issue.
oh
It,
god.
exactly. Like, yeah,
I know this is a bad
I
joke.
thought,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought when the
Go ahead.
Taxstone said it, he was like, I thought racism went over when the Nene got popping.
Because white
Oh
people
god.
was name. They was.
It was
They was
Nene.
trying.
They was
They was
swag
trying.
surfing.
They was trying and then they was a little robotic with
I
it,
hope you're
but
gonna discuss white mediocrity. Are you gonna discuss white mediocrity, please? That's my favorite subject.
no,
Okay, let's talk about.
I'm not talking about it because it
I
doesn't
really,
matter. If we're being honest, that matters absolutely nothing in what
Yes,
we're
it
trying to
does.
do. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
It
does.
doesn't matter. Why does that matter?
Because
Why?
I feel like we're sitting here praising. Like it's so easy to praise
What are we
white people for
praising?
half it, and it takes so much for us to appreciate like some regular. No,
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 it
no, 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 no.
doesn't. We appreciate each other every day. Like
yeah.
We do, but I'm just saying. I don't think we need to
that.
spend our time appreciating white
This was
mediocrity.
remember when we were talking on the phone, and I was saying the conversations keeps going to places that it probably shouldn't go to. This is exactly what I was talking about. Stuff like that. Can we keep the conversation on the things that are important today, and then we can
Don't
work on
police,
that later?
don't police me, Samar. You are not
It's,
the mediator.
I'm not
Okay.
trying to police you, but I'm
Janae,
just asking you. I'm just
Janae,
asking you.
Huh?
Janae, what do you want to say about Taylor Swift? Get it off your chest. What do you want to say about Taylor Swift?
I don't care about that hoe.
Okay. I thought you white mediocrity. I thought you want to say about
Yeah,
Taylor.
well,
You,
about to be my right
oh,
meter.
I
I
mean,
can say that.
of course she's, benefiting from white privilege, of course. But whatever, that's her business. She getting paid.
I ain't okay. Is it? Do you look at me different because I kind of fucked with Shake It Off?
I don't care what you.
Bad blood is my track. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
I
What?
like our
Maybe
song.
we got that. That's my that's
Damn.
my every time I come on,
It's guilty whenever I listen to it. Actually,
I ain't gonna. Everything else, I
I know
think it's
every
fire.
word.
so what?
Our song.
What song?
It's called Our Song.
Oh, by Taylor
Our
Swift.
song is a slam screen door, sneaking out late, tapping on your window. No, no one. Okay.
I don't
No,
know what
not
you're
no
talking
one.
about.
Oh shit.
The only Taylor Swift song I know is Bad
Edit
Blood.
that part out.
All right, all right. So I want to get us to the next topic I want to talk about. Um, what are some like solutions within? Okay, I don't want to be like the what do black people have to do? It's somehow black, not that guy, but like what do you want to see more of with us? You know what I'm saying? Like, since we have a discussion about us, like what do you want to see more of us? I kind of think to solve these issues because I kind of think the idea of financial freedom. I feel like we should be able to create more financial freedom for us as a people because you know David Banner had made a good point that like the only type of reactions that white people will respect with is with violence and through finance. If we look at like other cultures, if if something that happened to like people of different cultures and they say, you know what, well, we're not going to spend money at this business, or we're going to take our money away, or we're going to hold our money because they're not speaking out about this or they're not doing this, then you know um we're gonna hit them in the pockets. And I think as people, we should, I don't like okay.
I get what
I
you're
don't
saying.
want to sound too like we should be doing this, we should be doing that. But I think in a way like we should be like more the idea of black business and empowering ourselves to you know I don't want to sound the come togethery type of guy, but I feel like the idea of financial freedom that could be a solution to these issues and to these problems. I feel like we could do more as that.
I
How you
don't
guys feel about that?
I don't think it's like I don't think that's a solution.
You really don't think
To
that's
to
a solution?
to this problem, no. I think that's a solution to another problem. But to this one, the one that we're speaking on today, if we're just speaking on police brutality, no. Um, if we're speaking on just the larger issue, then yeah, that is a solution. Um, it just depends on like what conversation you want to have. Like what problem do you want to solve? If you want to solve police brutality, there's a different solution. If you want to solve systematic racism, there's another solution. If you want to solve, none of them had the same solution. Is like I guess what I'm trying to get at. So
Mm,
there's not like one just all in be all to fix everything.
mm,
Picking up arms it may fix police brutality, it may not, but it's
yeah.
not going to fix systematic racism. It's not going to change some of the laws that are in the books right now that are disadvantaged to us as black people, as black men and women.
Mm,
Um, it's not going to change the fact that we fill up the majority of the prisons.
mm.
Um,
What is it?
personal.
One out of every 28 men are have been locked up, right? By black men. That like it's not gonna, or no, I think it's one out of every three have been locked up. It's
Yeah.
something real scary. It's something that it shouldn't be.
Mm,
So like it just depends on what conversation we want to have. Right now we're only focused on police brutality, or not only, but most of our focus is on police brutality.
mm.
Um, and it's we should have a focus on police brutality, but we should also think about other things like systematic racism, like trying to build our own stuff so we can have our own, so we can have black owned businesses. We can have a black owned thing that's like Walmart or like Target or whatever that we can go to and we don't have to. And then the whole boycotting thing. I don't know why I wanted to speak on this though. The boycotting thing. Everybody's saying like we should boycott all these places, but then if they're asking us to boycott all these places at the same time, then it becomes a situation where well, where are we going to get our needs from if we're boycotting all these places? Because all these places that they're saying are all white owned places, and not every community has that black owned place that has. We don't have like not every community has black owned supermarkets or black owned
So in a way, that could, well, in
daily
a way, a financial
Walgreens or
freedom,
something like that.
in a way of financial freedom, that could solve the issue. Like if we say we're going to boycott this or we're going to boycott that, if we had more actually of resources of black-owned businesses, and we're spending money and in our own realm and boycotting certain businesses, then
Yeah, but to even build that infrastructure is going to take. That's not just tomorrow. Like we're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
That's going to take. It's going to take. That's
tomorrow
going
we're
to
going
take.
to do. It's going to take years, maybe decades, for us to get to that point where now we have our own this, that, and the third, and now we don't have to depend on them for this, that, and the third, and we're not pouring our money into them for this, that, and the third. But even saying that, at the end of the day, we're still giving them our money because whatever business we have is still going to be taxed. So
No.
they're still, I mean, they're still going to. They're just the corporations that we don't like may not get our money. The Koch brothers may not get our money. The family that owns Walmart, which the fact that black people still shop at Walmart, it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
After the John Crawford thing, it makes me kind of sick. Like whenever I see black people in Walmart, or like I'm riding by and I see them, I'm just like, please don't go in there. But because they clearly don't care about our lives, and they've showed it. So, but I'm sorry, Janae was about to say.
I fuck with Target, but go ahead. What you need?
Sorry for interrupting you earlier.
No, you're fine.
So I spoke with Samar about this, and he really was honest and let me know that my solutions are half-assed, and I thought out. But I'll share.
Don't say that.
Damn.
Like I'm just like, no, you're wrong.
You were just like, no.
Okay, all right, let's be honest. The conversation we had, my exact words to you were the solutions are just for police brutality. That doesn't solve systematic racism.
No. The one we had, you were just like, well, let me say it first. Okay, so I'm at this point in my life, I'm more leaning towards segregation. So
Christ, no.
I think.
I want to hear this. Go ahead.
So not only financial segregation, but community-wise. Like if we could eventually have our own, depend on us, if we could have our own police, our own judges, our own teachers, our own farmers and businesses, our own, period, point blank, we wouldn't have to worry about white supremacy because...
Do we have our own country?
Samar, can I finish?
I'm just asking you. In your scenario, do we have our own country?
Oh, in our scenario? Okay,
in
our scenario, we run ourselves. So we would have our own land, and we would have our own government system. So I guess so, yes. Maybe kind of like how Puerto Rico's ran. But don't get me started on politics. Please don't get me started on politics, because I don't know.
Puerto Rico's a territory.
I know, but
don't become a state. Like Puerto Rico wants to be a state because of the fact that they're a territory, they don't have the same rights.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they don't vote, and they don't have anyone in the Supreme Court.
They're not represented at all because they're a territory, and that's a horrible, horrible thing.
Okay, the point what I'm trying to say, not to get into politics, because I don't know clearly. I don't know. But whatever it is, when we have our own legal bearing, and we ain't got to answer to America, because that shit ain't gonna work. Even if we just, I don't know. Maybe if we still had to abide by federal laws, but we were allowed to police ourselves. I don't know. Whatever. But in my mind, in a perfect world, if we were able to build our own homes and have our own communities, and whatever white people who want to chill with us, they can, but they're not going to be in charge, or whatever. And I think that would get our supremacy. Literally.
Yeah, but
if we stop trying to appeal to white people and stop trying to have to prove our humanity to them, that would solve most of our issues.
Okay.
In a perfect world, I said.
But for your idea, we don't have the land. Like we don't have an area of land that we can go to and start our own. There's no open land anywhere that's not claimed by some superpower.
I mean, we could start in a black city like DC or something, That
Yeah,
right
she
Two,
there.
ain't black no more.
two,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
two.
What?
We can do that here.
Chicago.
Again, well, the conversation that we had about local politics being important. We can do this. The thing that you're saying, we can do. We don't have to. We only focus on the national politics. We don't focus at all on local politics. Like if I ask, you can ask people who the governor of their city is, or the mayor of their city, and a lot of people won't know who it is. Shit, a lot of people won't know who the governor is. Everything that you're saying, we can kind of do. We just have to get more involved in local politics. We have to make sure we're represented in that conversation because we're not.
Okay, you
People
can put
they don't
black
vote in Senate and
I think you could put black people in every avenue of the government, and the corrupt ass government will still be corrupt. I don't think putting black people in high places will
you're
solve
what you're saying is
systemic racism.
what you're saying is when you're saying in that part of the government, you're saying in the national government. You're saying president, Congress, Senate, House of
I'm
Representatives, all
saying
that kind of shit. What
that
I'm
any
saying is if we can get if we can get our own communities led by people that have our own communities at heart instead of people that have bigger aspirations that usually take over these big cities that are filled with black people. When you're the mayor of Philadelphia, you're the mayor of Atlanta. Your aspirations aren't Atlanta. Your aspirations aren't Philadelphia. Your aspirations aren't New York City. Your aspirations are governor. Your aspirations are congressperson. So all you're doing is using that city as a platform or as a stepping stone. If we can get people in office for these local jobs that we actually do vote on, if we can get them in for these local jobs, then they can spend their laws to affect us, to help us. They can try to help these communities.
what will that change? Like, do you think having black officials?
What would your idea change? We don't have our own anything, and you saying like, all right, we can start with DC. Okay, so we're saying the same thing at that point. You're not gonna America's not gonna give black people, hey, you know what, you guys, hey, niggers, you can have DC. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hey, you can have this place. That's not gonna happen. And if you say, hey, let's do it like the Indians and get reservations, those are the fucking worst places. Those are the worst places ever. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are the worst places ever. I've been on one.
Okay, even
Suicide rates are extremely high in Indian communities. Alcoholism is extremely high in Indian communities because they don't have anything. And American government doesn't actually help them. They just say, hey, you have your own land, and that's it. Hands are clean, and nothing happens in those communities unless they're lucky enough to have a casino.
okay. Well, I'm not really looking for government assistance because government assistance equals abiding by
I'm not saying government assistance. I'm saying we get in the system and change the system from within instead of trying to change the system from outside of the system.
No. See, some of us don't have faith in the system. Clearly, you have faith in the system.
I don't have faith in the system, but it's better than the alternative. There right now there is no alternative. There isn't an alternative right now. If somebody could, like, that was my thing. I always say, if somebody can give me an alternative, I would listen and think about it. What's the alternative? And shit, DeRay tried to do this in Baltimore, and they didn't even. Never mind. I'm not even going to go into that part because they didn't even vote for that man.
I donated. I couldn't vote, but I donated.
I'm not saying you. They didn't even vote for this. Like, he didn't even get enough. Like, how? That's what I'm saying. We need to get more involved in local politics because the local part is the part that can affect change in our own communities.
Yeah, and a lot of people think it's
affect more change than the mayor of Baltimore can affect more change in Baltimore than the president. And
yeah,
a lot of people
a lot of people. I talked to not talked to, but I heard an interview on the Breakfast Club with Dr. Umar, and he was kind of and he kind of basically, was talking about how like black people should really stand up and say something against Barack Obama about not doing anything, and speaking to him about turning his cheek and to the black community, not really caring, not doing this, that, and the third. And I kind of thought like, well, I think we should really be getting on our mayors and people in our city, our local government to really because that actually really affect the community more than the president actually
Yes.
in a way.
And the Obama thing, and that's the other thing. Like we always look to Obama like, oh, why isn't Obama doing this? Why is it like at the end of the day, it's really not much he can do. We've seen this throughout his whole presidency. Everything that he's tried to do, he has been blocked. Every single thing. And part of that is our fault as not black people, but as people that consider themselves Democrats or people that consider themselves as following that party. Because again, these local elections, these elections for Senate, these elections for House of Representatives, we didn't vote. So Republicans got in, and every time he tried to do something, they blocked him. Every single time he tried to do something, they blocked him. They fought him tooth and nail because Republicans own Congress right now.
Yeah, we really dropped the ball. We really dropped the ball.
We dropped the fucking ball.
And, you know, and this
everybody dropped the ball.
Absolutely means nothing. Everybody was talking about pretty much every other bullshit going on with celebrities and what was going on. And Lil Wayne just got out of jail and all that other bullshit. But yeah, Janae, do you have anything else?
Well, I just stand by that it's a racist system, period. So in my opinion, putting non-racist people in a racist system, I still feel like it'll be racist, but I don't know. That's it.
Okay.
Don't do me like that.
You should so defeated.
No, like I know, I'm getting like
I felt bad. I'm like, oh my god, did I just yell at you? I'm sorry. If I feel like I yelled at you, I'm so sorry tonight. I really am sorry.
You really schooled.
Yes, because I feel like I just yelled at you or something now. I'm so sorry.
Yo,
like anybody listening to this that doesn't know, Janae is like my sister. But yeah, I am so sorry.
Yo, Twitter feminists gonna rip you.
I know.
Stop it.
No, that's I'm no. Yes, somebody will have something to say about that. Like, oh, why is he? Da da da. Like, no, Janae is like my sister. We actually have these conversations all the time, which is why I'm
which
like.
Is why I knew you were gonna shoot me down.
Because again, my only issue with your idea is it doesn't seem feasible. Like.
If we start small, if I buy land, which yes, the government still owns, but whatever, give me a break.
Yeah.
If I buy land, right, and I build a house, and on this land, let's say we all build our own homes, whatever, just starting a neighborhood, building a farm, you know, just starting small and growing like that.
Janae,
I mean, what?
Your whole thing ended as soon as you said, but the government still owns it. Again, the government still, so you're still in the same racist system that you don't want to be in.
It's a community of sustainability. It's still a community of sustainability, which is a start. It's better than
what you're saying. What you're asking is what goes on now. Black people live with black people. White people live with white people.
But we're not self-sustainable.
We're extremely segregated. We are extremely segregated.
We are not a. Okay, what I mean is when I say a community, I mean literally we own our homes, we bank together, we farm together, we eat together. It's like that.
We're saying isn't different. I want the same thing. What I'm saying is we also need to take over our local governments too. In our communities, our government should focus on what we want in our communities. The president can't focus on what we want in our communities because his job isn't just for our communities. His job is for the safety of the entire country.
Exactly.
And two, that's why it's set up the way it is, because the president doesn't have to worry about that because the governor worries about that and the mayor worries about that. And it just breaks down that way, and your congressmen worry about that, or they should worry about that. The problem is we don't have anybody in any of these places that actually care about us. And if we started doing that, starting small, start off with a mayor. We get our mayor in. Next we get our governor in. Next we get our representatives in, our Senate in. You will see certain stuff start to change. It's not
Yeah,
going to change
I get,
overnight,
but
but it's
Samar,
never going to be an overnight situation.
I kind of get her point. She's just basically saying like, okay, let's say we get a governor that does care, like somehow the system is just going to stop the government, basically stop them from basically, you know, committing change and basically becoming, in the system. It's not
But
gonna mean anything because it's gonna just strip away all his
I
power. Like
get,
it's
I
not
get that
hard
too,
for him to
and
do that.
I get that too, and that probably is some of what's going to happen. But it's really the only thing. Like there is no other alternative. There really isn't. Because again, if we buy land, it's still land owned by America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a start. That's the only solution I can see. I mean, I don't think leaving
Even
America
then,
is
that's
the best
not really a start because we're still under the same government that you hate. We're still under the same government that hates us. We're still under them. So even if we do that, they can easily come in and do whatever they want. Like I mean, they've done it before. We've had whole towns with black businesses that they've burnt to the fucking ground.
That's true.
Like as long as we're
That's
under
the
them,
only, I mean, to be honest, at this point, it's the only kind of hope that I have is that um, they might not love me, but my people will, and we can do something, our own thing.
we should. But well, my thing is, I think my idea is a mixture of both of our ideas. I want I want us to be self-sustained. I want us to start owning our own businesses, opening our own shit, being able to go like I shouldn't have to go to some white guy when I want groceries. I shouldn't have to put my money in. The only person's pocket I can put my money to is either some white guy, some Indian guy, or some Korean guy, or some other ethnicity.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case. I should be able to take my money out of my pocket and hand it to another black person for the goods that I need every day to live. I shouldn't have to go through. I shouldn't have to go to another race. And I mean, at the end of the day, it shouldn't even be about race, but unfortunately, the fuck it is. Today it is. Because of the way the world is, it's about race. So me personally, I shouldn't have to go to any other race but my own race to get what I want. I should be able to have a supermarket down the street from my house that is fucking black owned because I live in an all black community.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't. The supermarket down the street is owned by some European, like Middle European descent person. Or actually, I don't live in a black neighborhood, but which is annoying as hell to me. But whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I've lived in a black neighborhood my whole life, and I've never went to a supermarket and it was owned by a black person. It's always been owned by either a white person or some Middle European person or an Asian person. So I think my thing is our two ideas is it should be like a mixture of that. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, we're still going to be under
The government.
this system, unfortunately. So maybe if we can try to change the system from within, let's try it.
You don't have to sigh like that.
I mean, I think we have been trying,
Not really. We haven't been involved in local politics.
Who's we? I mean, like, I feel like black people as a whole, we've been trying to integrate a white system. And I'm kind of tired of integrating into a white system. Like, the whole system needs to be smashed and rebuilt, or it's never going to be right.
I don't know if
My
the
opinion.
whole system needs to
In
be.
my opinion. So, yeah.
Okay.
Eddie, stop doing me like that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, any final thoughts from you guys?
Because baby, now we got bad blood. Now, at the end of the day, there's no like quick answer. Unfortunately, we're here, so this is what we have to deal with. We have to figure out a way to fix it, and we have to kind of figure out a way to fix it with fucking white people. Like, Unfortunately, that's just the hands we're dealt.
Bro.
God loves us, so
We are God's chosen people.
my nigga, we gonna be alright.
Exactly.
Shout out to I love that song so much.
Janae, any final thoughts?
Um, you can't teach humanity. Everyone remember that. That's my new motto.
Fuck up.
Humanity.
You
Stop
can't
trying to
teach
teach these white people. Let them
humanity.
fall in line. Let them fall in line, man. Let them fall in line. Um, all Black Lives Matter, y'all. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
Okay.
not playing.
Oh no! You ain't about to.
Hell
You ain't about to.
no. Come on,
You ain't
man.
about to fuck up my living. But
Come on,
but
man. Black Lives. We didn't even
but
get to talk about that.
And
what?
self care. Everyone remember.
We didn't get to talk about that, Janae.
What?
The conversation we had about Black Lives Matter and save
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna do a part two because I want to make that, but I want to,
Why not?
You
Wait,
got,
hold on.
and
Why
you
not,
got to
Janae?
cut off half of this. It's been like an hour at least.
Just
Okay, all right. Y'all done put me in the corner, and Janae yelled at me, so I'm gonna do whatever she say. What's the point you want? What's the conversation you guys had about Black
no.
Lives Matter?
You want to do
Oh,
that
I'm just
another? That's
saying.
going to be another episode, Eddie.
Do another
It really is
episode.
going to have to be another episode because that's going to be long.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they agrees with me on that one or not. I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah. But I really enjoyed this conversation with you guys. I learned a lot. Um,
Did
you
not.
know,
Thanks, Eddie.
what you say, Samar?
So you did not.
I
Nothing,
did.
nothing neither one of
I
us,
really
but
did.
not because nothing neither one of us said was like some new radical idea. Like
No, no, no,
stuff
no,
that,
no, no. The idea about local government, I've been thinking that, but like you kind of schooled me on some more, schooled me on some more about it, and you made a lot of great points.
thank you. I try.
Yeah, and Janae, you had a good idea. I agree. I agree. I was busy. Hold up. That sounded so bad. I'm
Oh, so
sorry.
rude. You know, I
Hey,
don't.
that was really bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The
No.
only woman
Okay.
on the whole thing, and you just like you had an idea, I guess. Come on.
Okay. Hold up.
Like, I appreciate
I'm
your
clearly
ideas as
playing.
well.
Clearly playing. I'm clearly joking.
Erase me
Janae,
from the whole
you made
podcast.
a lot of great points. You made a lot of great points that I personally agree with. I feel like both of you guys, you know, both of you guys kind of basically had the same idea, in a way, in a little bit. You had some similarities, and I agree with both you guys. And I enjoyed having this great conversation with you guys, and I really want to do this again. Um, the name of this episode is going to be called "Love Don't Cost a Tweet" about me getting Christina Milian out of here.
It's
I just
gonna be
want to throw
called
that out
Eddie is
there.
hyped, and NASA retweeted him, and now and he got a couple of followers from it now, so he think he
uh,
Twitter famous.
uh,
Remember
uh,
700 retweets, 1,000
First
likes.
off, I didn't choose the Twitter Honey Life. Twitter Honey Life chose me. I just want to say that. I'm gonna close with that. But this has been a great episode of Artificial Ignorance. Sponsor me, give me some goddamn money, cause I'm poor out here in these streets. I'm a poor man in Houston in my 1 bedroom apartment. They about to kick me out, and you know what I'm saying. I kind of need some cash to go along with this whole thing. You know what I'm saying. So do what you can for your boy. But as always, my
Wait, let me
motto
plug my
is.
Twitter.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Plug your Twitter. Shout out your
In
baby mama.
case you want to yell at me for what I said, it's Jesus GAINSEY 31. Janae doesn't need to plug hers because she has all of the followers.
Exactly.
do not.
And also, my mind for any like sports content, go to my mind on sports people,
Oh yeah.
especially in the DC area. My mind on sports.
Most definitely. Janae, go do your little last plug.
Oh, okay. You can follow me on Twitter, WOAHHH. Whoa.
3,000 followers and
You
counting
can follow
people.
me on Snap as well. INUBERRY.
She does nothing. She does
Any
nothing on.
what?
She does nothing on Snap. But anyway.
Not that you know of.
But yeah. Also,
I actually did
also,
some things on Snap, but that's a different story for a different day.
also, Janae has a movie coming out. It's called Tweeting Dirty After Dark. Make sure you check that out as well.
I'm so wholesome.
Come on, now. If anybody's wholesome in this whole thing, it's me. I'm the most wholesome person
Samar,
here.
you are the furthest thing from wholesome, and we can ask for you.
Samar,
Anybody can go to me. Okay, anybody listen to this, just go to my Twitter. Just find one thing that's not wholesome.
first
I
off,
will
I seen a
pay
picture.
you.
Huh?
First off, I seen a picture of you, Samar, with a bandana over your mouth with it fitted on. I don't.
I also had a gun on my waist in that picture, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.
Samar was an old goon from Jersey that turned his life around, and I respect that.
And
Thank
now
you.
you want to vote.
I'm not a felon, so I can vote.
But anyway, it's been a great episode of Artificial Ignorance. Our Artificial Ignorance. I'm out here fucking up. I want to thank my guests, Sean. We're definitely gonna do this again. Yeah. So I don't got no catchphrase. I didn't come up with a catchphrase. I didn't come up with something like, well, that's my mama or something like that. I don't know.
You can't teach
How about you just say
humanity.
bye?
I can't just say. I gotta snooze it up. I'm gonna think of a
Just
catchphrase.
end it with. I'm telling you, just take Janae's. You can't teach humanity. This guy in every episode. I'm gonna end every episode of my podcast like that. You can't teach humanity, people. We're talking about sports.
And shout out, and also, I want to do another plug. We should all sit back and think to ourselves in every situation that we ever put in, what will Mike do?
Yeah, definitely. What would Mike do is like that should be how you end the episode. What would Mike do?
Who's Mike?
Okay. You need the soul search if you don't know who Mike is. It's your name. Thank you. But we're gonna wrap this great. We're gonna wrap this great episode of Artificial Ignorance up, and we out.